Yep, well, pre-bans are locked in right here. We've got the Laura and Sekhmet, the threat of this fast unit, Sekhmet getting into the pre-ban right here.
100% Sekhmet getting pre-banned. You pre-ban it because you know that it's going to land that third skill, which is hilarious to me, Stoic.
Yeah, well, YEONHONG, he's got that Oliver, locks it in here. MOCCA looking to respond. I mean, how many times? I feel like this is like class. Like, oh, here we go. He took the Oliver, so that means he's going to take the Jemire and the Shizuka. And do we see a change? Because right now, this is super consistent. We've seen this time and time again throughout this tournament with the Oliver first pick in response as Jemire X. And that X today, right now, is a Shizuka.
Yes, Jemire X is really proving to be the go-to reply for an Oliver, and sometimes it's a little much, or is for me, you know, because you can still provoke a Jameer, you can still stun a Jameer, and then it won't necessarily be ready to have that third skill. I think that's becoming increasingly apparent. I see the logic, and he's a great unit that also has high damage, but sometimes it's helpful to think outside the box, and I think that's where Zera has the advantage going into the grand finals with the Vanessa Bella pick. Now, back MOCCA versus YEONHONG. We got a Hey Gang slapping on board here, Stoic, along with the Carnal.
Yep, that's right. I mean, we're definitely opting to go for the bruiser side of things here. We've got Hagang and we've got Connell hitting the field here for MOCCA. I do like the double Oracle. Now, Hagang's on the field, obviously acting like a really big response to the Gianna. I think YEONHONG's going to go aggressive. I think he is going aggressive. We're going to see the Suiki hit the field as well. Oh my god, it's like, it's so planned out here. With an Abelio offering as some little turn 2-esque style play here with YEONHONG. He is prepared for, you know, a situation with this unit.
This is such a fun draft, Stoic. I actually really like YEONHONG's response here. He seems to be really banking on the fact that Oliver is going to make it through, though, because if anybody could throw a wrench in this strategy, it's the Shizuka. So I don't know if he's going to respect it enough to ban it, or if he's just confident enough that his Oliver is going to make it through, he bans it. That was the one thing that I could see going wrong for YEONHONG in this draft right here. That's what he wasn't quite prepped for.
I do think YEONHONG thought his Oliver was going to get banned out here, but the Abelio gets the knife, and of course Shizuka is going to get banned out here as well because he's trying to draft that Gianna. That is getting a little bit countered here by this Hagang and Josephine.
And now we can see a reality where if he's so inclined, he could throw out the bomb, but he chooses not to. I guess he doesn't want to add fuel to the Josephine fire.
I think he almost has to go with the second skill. Get some despair stuns, get the glancing out onto the field. There's a nice little despair stun sitting on top of the pry. I think that's very much needed. We've got attack bar pushback, second skill going to be coming up here with Connell, and that's going to go directly onto this Oliver here.
Yeah, he's got to do something about that right now. Chooses to address it semi-indirectly with the third skill and gets resisted. So Oliver still gets to move and put someone on cooldown.
Yeah, that is rough. It looks like the unit of focus is going to be that Connell. Connell being a unit that obviously YEONHONG's worried about. Just opting to go for this Hagang right now. I think that's going to be it to finish it off. Does get it stunned. Does go out onto the Suiki. Of course, we've got third skill available where he can get things back online with his Josephine second skill or even Connell's other skills.
He was really debating about using that one because there's a lot of threat that still hasn't been used, specifically from the Gianna with her bomb and the stun, but I think you're kind of forced to do it right now because you'll never get to use it if you don't do it now. Either Oliver will reduce your attack bar or you'll get slapped.
Yep, for sure. More damage coming towards this Josephine. Josephine opting to be like the unit YEONHONG wants to get rid of first here, but I do think YEONHONG's sitting pretty right now, where he's got the sustain, he's got attack bar reduction, all these things that YEONHONG has. His team is a weapon right now going up against MOCCA.
Yeah, and lots of resistances coming out too. You really feel the impact of that when Josephine misses the stun. First bomb of the match lands on the Carnal right now, and that's definitely going to be enough to take him out in a couple turns.
It really is. That's such a great draft from YEONHONG. It just felt super safe here. MOCCA's not able to get anything rolling right now. Looks like he doesn't even want to touch this Josephine. Doesn't even want a chance at getting stunned up or a turn stun going towards this Oliver. Nice little additional turn here. He's looking for a provoke and does nail it. Good additional damage going right back onto that Josephine. I mean, bombs available. There's just so much that YEONHONG has going for him right now. And just like that, Connell drops. There's the concede for that match. YEONHONG taking round number 1 away from MOCCA.
Yeah, and MOCCA saw that the writing was on the wall there. YEONHONG's a really tough opponent. We talked about this. MOCCA's going to have to kind of think outside the box a little bit, kind of break away from this established response to the Oliver, these things that he's been doing this whole tournament. I think YEONHONG's more than prepped for that. So this is going to be a little difficult for him. I'm confident he can do it, but I got to say, I think YEONHONG really respected the Josephine there. The patience shone through there.
He did. There was a lot of respect for the Josephine, not wanting to have to touch it, not really wanting to have to deal with that unit there. But it was so calm, cool, collected of YEONHONG. You could really see that like level of play that he has obtained, where he's sitting there like ultra instinct style, and he just wasn't worried about anything that MOCCA had to do in brought to that match there. And that's the kind of people that you see as potential champions here, because he was very, very calm, cool, collected in the draft and in the match as well. And I do think what needs to happen is MOCCA comes in there and shakes things up. I don't know what MOCCA has to shake things up, because we didn't see anything except a Swift Ganymede in his first match that really shook things up here, and I don't think the Swift Ganny is the trick that throws YEONHONG off his game.
Right, good memory on that Swift Ganny. It's been so long since we've seen it that I almost forgot it was in his repertoire at all. So it's hard to picture exactly what he needs to do right now, exactly what unit he needs to pull out of the ether to counter the YEONHONG right here. But we'll see what he wants to do. Let's see what they opt to pre-ban. I wouldn't be surprised to see an Oliver in here, just so you don't have to dance around it as much. Ends up banning a very targeted Sean.
That's a very targeted. So now we've talked about this before, where I can't remember what the unit was, but they banned it out, and I was like, that seems a little preemptive, and it ended up being something that we didn't even get to see down the road. But Sean's gonna get the ban here, which feels a little strange. Shizuka makes a lot of sense to me. Obviously, the Oliver is gonna be the first pick for MOCCA. YEONHONG going with a Jemire and a Laura. We have seen that exact response coming from YEONHONG, but I gotta admit, man, I am not a fan of this this Sean ban.
Yeah, neither am I. Maybe it's just because I haven't seen MOCCA use it yet. Perhaps that's why I'm feeling a little bit apprehensive. But I really like where he's going currently with the units that he has available. Zabala making a return is really cool. I've found that unit to be pretty impactful when it's in a game. And the Dark Robo. Stoic, we've seen a lot of the Wind Robo today, but the Dark one has yet to be seen.
Yep. Oh, I do like that Juno right here, because the Juno is a great answer to the F29 Dark Robo, F29, F92, it's one of those options. I think the Juno's very, very good here. MOCCA saying he's letting that Juno through with this Tsarian draft.
Oh, and Daniel. The AoE Molong. Well, sometimes AoE Molong, sometimes AoE nothing. Let's see. He's got the comp for it though, with the reducing attack bars through Oliver and the Dark Robo. So if anybody's set to do it, it would be MOCCA. And this is what we were talking about. He needed to bust out something big and threatening, and so he brought Daniel.
I agree. I do think it needs to be something big. It needs to be something threatening. I think Oliver definitely gets the ban here. I don't think he wants to have to deal. I'm sorry, not Oliver. Wusa is going to be getting the ban here. Is Daniel enough? Is MOCCA preparing for something that YEONHONG's not ready for? Does YEONHONG just ban out the Daniel?
Maybe. How threatened are you by the payoff? It's like, do you ban the facilitator? Do you ban the execution there? So, I think that the facilitator, he's taking his chances right now. So Stoic. Now, with that in mind, this is pretty dangerous for YEONHONG, actually, right? Because it's like, I think that is correct. I agree. I would take out the facilitator, but you run the risk. If Daniel finds the opportunity to use skill 3, that's an AoE reckless.
It is, but I do think YEONHONG is kind of prepared for that. I feel like the unit of focus right now for him might just be that Daniel and remove that unit from the field, because we know it's not going to be built very, very tanky, and it did resist that defense break, which is pretty big. I think he keeps up with attack breaks, has that second skill available, gets the attack break, gets the slow. That limits a lot of damage on Daniel, who probably deals damage based off of attack and even speed.
He needs a stun right now, because this is going to be it. This could be it right now, actually, because Oliver can reduce that attack bar down to 0. And so here comes the Oblivion from the Tsarion, and we're going to see this Daniel go off.
I was going to say, he needs that defense break to land right here, and he's got nice attack bars that are low. Not as much damage as we thought. Now, There was buffs up there, keeping his team just a little bit tankier than he was expecting. Keep in mind that was a defense break and a slow sitting on top of the Daniel, really limiting the kind of damage that he was going to produce there. But I mean, that was a great opportunity. That was the moment where MOCCA's really able to shake things up here. Any additional turns that pop up, any stuns that YEONHONG gets is definitely not what MOCCA needs to see right now. It's a beautiful stun, locking down the Tsaryan. Is there a Despair stun to follow up with that on top of this Oliver, though?
Yeah, and here comes the Juno. What can she do? Not a lot of damage up against the Tsaryan because she's got the buff on her right now. Here comes Oliver to reduce the cooldown time, or rather increase the cooldown time of the Jemire, but can only do so much considering the skill 3 is untouchable. Who do you boost up here?
I feel like you just go for the Tsaryan and Tsaryan onto this Juno to stop this Juno from happening here. I think he does go for Desperation second skill, cross his fingers for any Despair stuns to hit the field here. And he does opt to go for skill 1. I mean, skill 1's a great decision when you're able to gain a little bit of attack bar. And of course he had Toy Knight available, getting only a stun on that Zabala, though.
Yeah, sometimes I forget just how much damage you can put on the monkey when it's Oblivion right now. And the Daniel having access to the same skill 2 as Oliver is a really nice tech to have.
Yep, it really is. Fire Monkey Kick still holding on. No Despair stuns are coming up with this Juno, though. We're going to see this take. He has to take this right here onto the Fire Monkey King. Does do that. We haven't confirmed if this unit's going to be built on Violent or not. I am not too sure, but no additional turns popping out with that Oliver. Of course, we're going to see that third skill happening. We've got everything on line for YEONHONG. Laura looking to pummel in some big damage. That could be enough to finish off that Tsaryan. Tsaryan is still alive.
This is so close here. It looked like MOCCA was inching ahead, but the damage from that Laura just called things into question, and the proc from Tessa could put some serious damage down range on this Juno. She's sitting below half health.
Wow, able to stay alive there, taking out the Tsaryan was really, really big right there. There's that third skill once again, just really not doing too much because obviously attack bars weren't as low as possible. There's that second skill happening here, and there's a lot of damage seen on side of MOCCA. He's got the slows, which are really hurting his team. The attack breaks are limiting his damage right now. YEONHONG, I still believe, is in control right now, even though he's got a stunned up Laura and a defense broken Oblivion Juno, which has just shook that. Oliver gets dropped here. Beautiful initial turns from YEONHONG, finishing up, and we go into a round 2 victory with YEONHONG.
YEONHONG all of a sudden sitting at match point in this best of 5. MOCCA just can't quite crack the code on this matchup yet, Star.
No, we can't. We thought that Daniel might be what shook it up there, but I feel like Daniel, in the position that he was in, we were looking at an attack break, we were looking at a speed slow there, and that's like everything that Daniel does not want to have on him. He doesn't want his damage being nullified by an attack break or a slow, or else maybe we would have seen something different out there, because Daniel does have that ability. It was a really great opportunity for that unit there, but he was not able to capitalize on that moment due to the negative effects that he did have there. So we could have seen something different. MOCCA did try something. We'll see what else he has in store, because YEONHONG looking really strong right now.
YEONHONG just looks so impenetrable right now in terms of his comp. Like it's really tough to crack the code. Again, we talked about not envying MOCCA's position, and that is still true, because coming off of that victory, going up against a Titan like YEONHONG is so difficult. The Daniel was so cool to see in play, and we got that first hit. We got that first one with the quantum explosion that actually put everybody to like half health or so, and then that second one, you felt the miss. You just felt every single one as he just kind of reduced attack bars a little bit, but mostly was resisted. It just didn't feel quite right. I think maybe even a cigar would have been slightly better there or something, but you know, it's tough to say. Ultimately, it's up to MOCCA, and he's going to have to figure it out right now.
Yep, right now, this is it right here. Sean was the pre-ban, and it didn't even matter. Going into that match there, I feel like you could have pre-banned anything, but we're going to see a more ideal pre-ban for both players here. Laura in the pre-ban, Sekhmet getting the pre-ban as well. YEONHONG with the first pick. Of course, Oliver is going to get locked in here.
Oh, definitely. I'm feeling the Oliver. The Oliver's just getting passed back and forth. Here comes the Jameer as well from MOCCA. Oh, he's thinking about it more than normal.
It's even crazy to me that we saw 3 seconds go by before Oliver locked in. Like, it's like not even a second should go by and Oliver gets locked in. It's so fast. But the Vanessa going into what usually was a Shizuka. Oh, I'm sorry, not a Shizuka, but a cigar. But we're seeing double Valkyrie coming out here. Vanessa, Camilla getting locked in. YEONHONG saying, hey, I could be slow too. And he's going to go with this turn 2 style play as well. Praha and Shizuka hitting the field.
Yeah, in those slots with the Valkyrie sisters, I mean, we're normally seeing Jameer and Shizuka in those slots instead, but this time MOCCA opted to just take them, let the Shizuka go over, and now we've got a race, Stoic. We're going for first turn.
Yeah, just like that. Like he got it's almost like the Camilla called YEONHONG-'s bluff and he opted to go for turn 1, drops in the Pra, drops in the Shizuka, and MOCCA goes, psych! We go and we got a Cigar and we got an Ashir getting locked in here. So does YEONHONG choose to speed contest, you know, using his own 33 speed lead? But it looks like we're going to see a potential triple revenge Verd come out here. Yo, he goes full turn 2. Now we got a kinky triple revenge Verd hitting the field here.
Oh, these answers are pretty good. I like the Verd to turn cycle some more. I like the Kinky because it kind of calls out the units that he's got in play right now. And also Kinky's a great reply to specifically Camilla, considering he doesn't crit. So that means she's not going to be reducing the damage that's incoming.
Yep. I wonder what MOCCA has here, and it looks like a Sawiki is going to be hitting the field as well.
Nice.
I think the Sawiki is going to get banned out. Anyways, Oliver is going to get the ban out going against YEONHONG, guys. We have a potential Game 3 where YEONHONG's looking to shut it down and get the 3-0. MOCCA looking to stay alive. Is this the draft that does it? Is it going to be the Camilla against the world trying to gain victory here for MOCCA? We'll see what happens, guys. We're getting into this thing right now. Ashir kicking things off for MOCCA.
Yeah, Sheer with the turn 1 to set up the rest of the team. No defense break, but that's okay. Where we're going, we don't need defense break. We reset the Shizuka, and we get countered by everybody and their mother.
Yeah, everybody that can counter just did there, but no defense break or no despair stones. We can't confirm this is a despair Kinky just yet, because we've seen a lot of violent Kinkies pop out here. Nice little 2-turn slow there on the Pra. Pra don't care. Pra don't care. Pra procs out.
Yeah, Pra does not care. YEONHONG here is looking to establish some dominance. That attack bar gain from Verd is actually going to become pretty oppressive as the match goes on.
Yep, Pra doesn't care about anything. Pra just proc. Pra's doing even more damage to the Escher as well. I'm still waiting to see if this is despair, if this is violent on the Kinky, because this is going to be good knowledge for later on if we have options just like this one where YEONHONG, might have, you might have the same result going into, I forget the other opponent that he's going, Zera. But we'll see later on. Shizuka got skills available, only that skill 2, getting it right back onto, geez, it's just procs on procs right now. It's crazy. It's like unnecessary procs. He doesn't even need these.
Yeah, these are completely optional procs. It's like they're barely helping. They're just a skill cooldown for sure. Oh, Kinky can do some big damage right now.
Oh my lord.
The Cigar, Vanessa skill 3, everything is off. Now, MOCCA is quick to reply by taking out the Verd that he's been working on for a little while, and I have to say, I was low-key super impressed by the Ashir skill 3 damage right now. Is it going to be enough to bring him back, though?
Yeah, we'll see, because that's all things landing on top of the field. That's a lot of things there. I almost think that he just kind of goes with the skill 2. Everybody's stunned up already or frozen. You could just wake him up and strip those speed buffs off all the units there. Look at the amount of damage being applied by this Kinky. That is wild. Can't confirm if this is despair or violent yet, but it's pummeling in massive damage. This could be full broken, just insane stats. I doubt that. But this Kinky really is putting a ton of damage on this field.
Yeah. Oh, man, look at that. Praha decided to stay in her lane for once. That's
wow.
This Praha has been the MVP of the game. And in fact, I'm pretty sure the P in MVP stands for Praha.
Oh, it's built on despair. There we go. So now we know that for later, but the damage is absolutely insane. We get a 3-0. I am a big fan of this 3-0.